Last evening, shortly after 10:30 p.m., two masked gentlemen entered into the Donnelly Food Mart at 1294 Donnelly Avenue. One suspect was armed with a black handgun. One suspect immediately jumped over the counter and started demanding money from the clerk. The second individual who had the gun was holding the other employees at gunpoint. At some point, the gunman then got into an argument with the female clerk over her cell phone, it appears. At that point, one of the employees came from behind the counter and then quickly retreated back behind the counter. The gunman followed him toward the counter, fired one round, struck the victim in his chest. Both suspects then immediately fled the store on foot.
Did they get any money or any objects?
At this point, it's still an undetermined amount of cash that was stolen from the store.
So they wore masks?
One individual had a black, either a T-shirt or something totally covering his face. The actual gunman had a mask. It's like a skull Halloween type mask covering his entire face. The gunman had on a very distinct orangish, reddish hoodie sweatshirt with some gold writing on the front and a large cross, which took up pretty much the entire back portion of the hoodie, a gold cross on the back of the hoodie. Very distinct sweatshirt.
So why did he fire the shot at the employee in the chest?
At this point, we're not certain, but according to the video, it looks like the clerk came from around the counter at one point and either startled the gunman, and that's why he turned his attention to him and ultimately shot him, but it's still undetermined exactly why he fired that round.
And how is he doing?
At this point, he's critical but stable.
What's the clerk's name?
I'm not sure right off the top of my head what the clerk's name was. I believe it's Mr. Kim.
Oh, I'm just looking. I didn't even know you had the video rolling. It's quite clear.
It's a very good video.
Is that it?
Is there anything more important about this robbery that you bring it out like this so early? Is there something special about this that you want a message you're trying to put out?
Yes, the violence that was used in this robbery is very apparent. Definitely a very violent attack. The female clerk, she could have been shot very easily after watching the video. The perpetrators don't appear to really mind the fact that they're waving the gun around. Finger appears to be on the trigger. This could have been a lot worse than it was. You could have had multiple people shot on this robbery. Right now, we're not investigating anything at this point similar with any of the masks or the clothing. But again, the propensity for the violence was quite obvious.
Did you say they left on foot or in a vehicle?
At this point, all we know is they fled the store on foot. We're still checking video in the area to see if there was a car waiting for them. But at this point, all we know is they came into the store on foot from the parking lot and exited the store on foot into the parking lot, and that's all we have at this point.
And there were customers in the store.
There were two customers in the store at the time, yes.
Crime reports for this area, has this store been robbed before that you all know of?
Our investigators spoke with one of the clerks last night and said that they've never had a robbery at that store in the past. Therefore, they didn't have any bulletproof glass. From what I understand, they're well known in the neighborhood, the owners. And again, like I said, no robberies at the incident location and no violence there in the past.
And what about that area in general? Just like that little area by the store, is that known for?
We haven't had a lot of incidents down in that area here lately. Not at all, no.
Anything else you'd like to put out?
We'd just like to say that if anybody has, yeah.
Can you say it after it goes off?
We would just like to say that if anybody has information with regards to this robbery or any other incidents of robbery or any other incidents in that area, to please notify the Atlanta Police Department or Crime Stoppers. And specifically, we're looking for anybody that may have knowledge of who these individuals are by looking at the distinct clothing, or if anybody's heard on the street of who's involved in these incidents, please notify the Atlanta Police or Crime Stoppers.
You said there is some markings on one of their wrists.
On the gunman, it appears that there is a tattoo on his wrist right below where the sleeve would be of his sweatshirt. Looking at the video, we can't determine what that tattoo is, but it appears that there is a tattoo on his wrist.
Left or right?
Right.
Right, okay.
Is there a camera on the outside?
There's no camera on the outside of the location. There's several camera views from the inside, though.
The city in general, if you know off the top of your head, are you guys up or down or the same on armed robberies of businesses?
To date, commercial robberies are down in the city of Atlanta.
Over about what period?
They were down all of last year, and they continue to be on a downward trend this year so far.
But you all are particularly bothered by the boldness of this
Yes.
robbery.
The fact that a patron exited into the store and then they were in behind him within seconds, they clearly knew that there was at least one individual that's going to be in that store as a patron, and turns out there was another gentleman also in the store. So, quite bold, and like I said, not afraid if there were people in the store when they committed this act.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.